Good morning everybody, I'm Roger. This is my second video about the nobism project to set up our own patient-driven research for cluster headaches. In the last video I introduced a little bit about myself, and in this video I'd like to explain a little bit how I see we can do our own research. We're patients, so we do not have the option to do randomized clinical trials, neither do we have the option to develop completely new treatments or analyze chemicals. But what we can do for our cluster headache group is to find out the effectiveness of our treatments, meaning we can start earlier with the best treatments available. To do so, I'd like to explain a little bit about my personal story. When my attack started, of course, I went to the specialist, or first to the doctor and then to the specialist. And I described my headaches to him and he gave me a treatment. So I took that treatment home. I used it for about 2-3 weeks. And then I went back and I described to him that I didn't have the idea that I had less attacks, that the pain was still horrible, and that I had the idea that the treatment wasn't doing anything. So he gave me another treatment. I went back home again, I used that treatment for a while and went back to the specialist. And it didn't help. Again, I had the idea that it gave me, not less attacks at least. This is a little bit how we all validate on personal level our attacks. We get a treatment, we do the treatment, we see if we have less or more attacks, if we feel better. If we do, we go on with the treatment. If we don't, we stop and try another one, or at least search for another one. So basically on personal level, we already validate our treatments, but we do it with our experience, and we do it with using it a short time without being able to know if it's really the treatment that was helping us or that we're just in remission. So knowing that, if we go back to setting up our own research, what we can do is collect data about our attacks and collect data about our treatments. Then we can analyze those patients that show a symptom drop and those patients that don't show symptoms dropping. And once you know where symptoms are dropping, you can also say, okay, that's interesting. So what treatment is done at that moment? And then we see a certain treatment at that moment of time maybe. And maybe we can take that treatment and compare it to other people that use that treatment and see if their amount of attacks declined as well. So this is basically the whole idea of doing our own patient-driven research. Collect data about our attacks, collect the treatments we do, and then just find out who shows the most improvement. What did they do? And do we find others with the same treatment that have the same effect? And on that base we can rate basically all the treatments we do. There's a funny thing in cluster headache patients, and I suppose it's with more patients, and is that we do more than only taking medicines. So in the nobism project, we hope we all collect the data about the treatments we really do. So not only our medical treatments to examine those, no, we'd like to know our vitamin D regimen. There are people talking about CBD oil, and of course there are a lot of people that claim to be pain-free using LSD, mushrooms or things like that. So by collecting your own data, we can collect data about anything we do to feel better, and it also means we can compare any treatment with any other treatment and validate the effectiveness of those treatments. Well, I hope this was a clear and clear story. Next movie, I hope to explain a little bit about the technical setup of the nobism project and where I'm working on at the moment. Right now in the App Store you can find the updated nobism app. Finally, after 1.5 years, I got the option to do a rebuild. There are some small technical changes only in it, and I got rid of the alarms in the setup because they weren't working perfectly. So until next time, bye.